Gamer Gacha. Game on.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Pilot Saito here. And the last time I was a pilot was when my sister turned me into Opa Opa when I was playing Fantasy Zone. Sheesh. Do I seriously have to be a lab rat for every potion she makes? But oh well. I taught her a lesson and she passed with flying colors. Yeah, okay, I should stop. Today, I'll be playing a game called Phalanx, or the full name being Phalanx the Enforced Fighter A-144. Hope you're ready, cause it's time to begin our first galactic adventure! Phalanx, the Enforced Fighter A-144. Let's begin, and if there's an existing data, it's because I did a practice run and because of that it got saved. But with this, let's begin! Okay, so let me explain to you what Phalanx is. Ooh, I'm making good score already. Haha! Now, Phalanx, or the full title being Phalanx the Enforced Fighter A-144, is a 1991 horizontally scrolling shooter developed by Zoom Incorporated and Camco for the Sharp X68000 Super Nintendo Entertainment System and Game Boy Advance. And the one I'm playing is in Game Boy Advance. The game was released for the X68000 in Japan in 1991, for the SNES in Japan on August 7, 1992, in North America in October 1992, and in the same year in Europe, as well as for the Game Boy Advance in Japan on October 26, 2001, in Europe on November 23, 2001, and in North America on December 27, 2001. Phalanx is, well, infamous for the incongruous box art in its American release. It displays a bearded elderly man dressed in overalls, wearing a fedora and playing a banjo while a futuristic spaceship flies in the background. The popular media site, the IGN as we all know, named it their 5th most awesome cover in a top 25 countdown on their website. The advertising company responsible for the box art later admitted that they had deliberately chosen this theme in order to attract the customer with something original, considering there were many space shooters in the market that looked alike. The Game Boy Advance release redesigned the cover in favor of a prominent spaceship image. Well, yeah, I guess for the Game Boy Advance, the cover was different, of course. Gotta watch out for the mines. Now, let me explain to you its story. Red Alert. Nestled in an outer frontier arm of the Andromeda Galaxy lies the Delia star system. A small colony of humans has proposed peacefully on Delia 4, the only type Terra planet in that remote section of Andromeda. Though the population of the planet is relatively small, resources from Delia 4 are crucial to the continuation of interstellar research and technology. For this reason, Delia 4 maintains one of the most powerful defense systems in the known Terran universe. The colonists of Delia 4 felt secure and protected, but suddenly silence fell on Delia 4. Interstellar transmission, no response from planet Delia. Battle Fortress Midas, begin investigation immediately. The Battle Fortress Midas, as you already seen in the intro, carries enough firepower to annihilate the entire planetary system as was demonstrated in the Second Galactic Civil War. The Allied Republic government was confident that whatever had transpired on planet Delia 4, the seemingly omnipotent Midas Battle Fortress could manage the situation. Little did they know that they would meet with an unimaginably powerful hostile force. Well, considering how many hostile forces I'm dealing with, I guess I can agree with that one. A mysterious alien life form that no humankind had ever encountered before completely seized the military system of Delia 4 in a devastating sneak attack. As if Mida's arrival was expected, the alien attack on the battle fortress began immediately after she emerged from warp travel. Caught by surprise and completely overwhelmed, the destruction of Midas seemed almost certain. Oh yeah, this mini-boss isn't that hard to deal with. Just use the laser to hit all around and voila, it's gone. In a little bit. Just a few more hits and... well, I guess I'll just use the homing missile. And with that, it's done. But there's also a boss. After a mini-boss, there also comes a boss, so we have to be prepared for that. So as I was continuing, in a last-ditch effort to save his ship and Delia 4, Midas commander Hyan Carter ordered the launching of a powerful prototype starfighter, the A-144 Enforce Fighter, codenamed Phalanx, piloted by the legendary Wink Bfield. It is Commander Carter's hope that, like a well-placed dagger, the Phalanx fighter can penetrate to the very heart of the alien armada and strike a blow for freedom. Can the Phalanx fighter succeed where the awesome raw power of Midas had failed? That all depends on you. Yeah, it depends on me. Alright, here we go with the first boss. Every time a warning sign comes, it means there is a boss going to start. Right now I have the laser, the homing attack, and the energy compressor. I'll try to use the homing attack first. This boss isn't that hard to deal with. When I've just use the homing attack like this, as it has an aiming function after all. And it's almost done. Just gotta aim right. Done. And the first stage has been cleared. Here we go, second mission, underwater. The underwater seems a little bit hard as it tends to pull you back when you're moving underwater, of course. It's so cool being able to move underwater, but at the same time being pushed back all the time is a bit annoying. But hey, the game developers chose this setting, so it's not like I can do anything about it. Now let me explain to you about the pilot profile. Wink Bfield, age 18, born and raised inside Midas, the product of years of genetic and cybernetic engineering. Wink Bfield was raised to pilot the A-144 and first flew her at the age of 12, with a reaction time 33 times quicker than the average pilot and the innate ability to assimilate and analyze multiple pieces of information simultaneously. Alright, here I found the secret passage. Throughout this game there will be secret passages for you to find out. It's not easy, but if you see a sort of red indicator in the underwater section, it means that there's an opening for you to be able to go to the secret area. And I found the secret area, and I'm gonna collect what I want. Okay, I can't collect that one because I'm full. Now I'll just use this. There, now I can just collect the weapons that I'm missing. I got the laser, the energy compressor, the homing attack. That means the last one is the ricochet. Yep, and I got the ricochet. I have to say, my favorite weapon so far in this game would have to be the homing attack, the homing missile. I can't remember that name. But yeah, that one is my favorite the most, as I can just let it do its work and I don't have to worry too much about it. But the other weapons aren't too bad either. I will be swapping out the weapons every time throughout the game, so it's not like I'll just be using one weapon every time. So as I was saying, Wing Bfield is an integral part of Phalanx's strength. Wink and his ship are perhaps the most formidable single weapon in the RAF. Wink is taking this mission personally as he has a vested interest in the safety of planet Delia 4. And here we're dealing with another mini boss. Yeah, this mini boss isn't going to be too hard. And it is done. Yep, told you it wasn't that hard. Now let me explain to you about the A-144, the ship that I'm controlling. After the Second Galactic Civil War, the Allied government strove to create a strike fighter of unparalleled versatility and power. The result of their intensive research and development was the creation of the A-144. Newly designed nucleogravitic generators power her engines and weapons system and allow her to operate almost indefinitely under the most extreme of conditions. Her armor and defense shields have 3 times the durability of any other small fighter, and she can maneuver with the speed and responsiveness of an Orion Neo Tiger. Her transforming weapon systems allows for pinpoint accuracy or massive raw power at the pilot's fingertips. Well, you can say that again. Every time I select my weapons, the ship also changes its structure as well. It's kind of cool actually. So, as I was saying before, there were 4 of the power-up items, the weapons that I'm using actually. It's the homing beam, now I remember what it was. The homing beam, the energy compressor, the reflector, and the needle laser. I think I remember there was a secret here, and found it. Now the next one I'm dealing is a mini boss, the crab type of robot. I wish there was a boss names I could find. I can't even find them. Well, whatever the case, it's not going to be a big deal because I won and I can't collect them. I already have all 4 of them and now I just wasted one. Ah, sheesh. Why me? Well, I guess I lost the laser. It's alright, I'll just get the new one in the next stage. Or maybe in this stage, it all depends. Power-ups can be hard to find though. They just come naturally. So as I was explaining about the power-up items, the homing beam tracks and chases enemy vessels automatically. Initiate this fire and forget weapon strength is low, but when powered up, it can be an awesome tool of destruction, as you can already see. The energy compressor. Compress and store energy by holding the fire button. Release the fire button to unleash stored energy in a massive blast. This is the most devastating of Phalanx's weapon systems. The reflector, or it's also called the ricochet, is a powerful magnetic field allows these energy beams to ricochet off almost any hard surface. This potent weapon is especially effective in narrow confined areas. And finally is the needle laser, the laser that I was talking about. Concentrated laser beams focus to minimum diameter with completely pierce through any enemy's armor plating. And boy, should I tell you, that is awesome. I mean, in the last game when I was playing Opa, the fantasy zone, it was the laser I was using mostly. So yeah, I did say this before and I'll say this again, but lasers are awesome. And here I'm dealing with the next boss now. This one can shoot a lot of bullets and also water waves as well. Water pressures, I guess. So I have to be really careful. It can also throw bombs at me, so I have to be aware of where they are so I can avoid getting hit. I have up to 4 armor, make that 3. But yeah, I did it. And I have to use leave 1 weapon for it. Next stage. The Bio Cave. Ooh, very scary. The ricochet, the reflector, works actually best in here as there are many closed areas. So I can either use these weapons a lot or maybe I can use other weapons. It totally depends on my decision on how I want to carry this out, of course. Now, as I was saying, I was explaining about the power-ups. Now I'll explain about the missiles that appear here and now. Oh, another ricochet. Don't mind if I do. Now, there are 3 types of missiles. The homing missile, the penetrator missiles, and the guided missiles. The homing missiles automatically locks on, tracks, and strikes enemy units. The penetrator missiles flies in a straight line and penetrates the enemy's armor shields. While finally, the guided missiles, the player can guide the missiles after launching by using the control pad. Yeah, I guess the guided missiles are a little bit hard to use actually, but it depends actually. Sheesh, who are even controlling these trucks? In any case, as I was explaining, each weapons are used. I can also sacrifice them to unleash a special weapon that is hidden beneath them. The homing beam includes a high energy shield. It reverses the tracking device polarity of the homing beam to create an impenetrable shield around Phalanx. The shield will stay in effect for approximately 10 space seconds before the tracking unit is burned out. During that time, your strike fighter is invincible, which is pretty cool. Next is the energy compressor, which turns into an antimatter detonator. Launch the compression field and allow it to collapse in on itself, creating a subspace field around Phalanx. The forces that are set free by this reaction will disrupt the molecular structure and tear apart all enemies within range. Oh dear, it's the snake-like enemy. Or I really can't figure out their names. I'm using the homing beam for a bit of more guided attack. I mean, it will be focusing on more of its plates actually, but yeah, it works too. It's not that bad. Yeah, see, I did it. And now I'm dealing with them. The homing beam is very cool as it allows you to attack from behind as well. It's the same goes for the needle laser, but they have a minimum amount of hits. So yeah, I can't always use them. Ouch. But it would be great if I can stop getting myself from hitting. So as I was saying, the reflector, the ricochet, turns into a stalker drone. Combine the reflector beam with the optional stalker drone. The drone will efficiently seek and destroy enemies one at a time for approximately 10 space seconds before its power supply burns out. And finally, the needle laser turns into a spiral attack. Uses the power of the laser unit to rotate the ship rapidly while rapid firing beams in all directions. The space spiral can operate for 10 seconds before system shut down. And yep, that's how it is. Whew, good thing I'm doing well up until now. Oh, another one. Maybe I should use the special. Yep, it's a stalker drone, alright. Wow, I don't know what that sign is made of, but it did not get destroyed by the stalker drone. There's so many enclosed spaces, so I have to be careful. Unlike most games that I used to play, the enclosed spaces can damage you, so you have to be very careful. When I was playing, Fantasy Zone, there weren't many enclosed spaces to begin with. Or who am I kidding? There were no enclosed spaces. Just so many enemies that I had to face every single one of them. And boy, do I tell you, that was a little bit of a torture. But yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. Dealing with this is not too much of a big deal either. As you should know that I kind of practiced this game double times. One was on the SNES and the other one was on the Game Boy Advance. At the beginning you saw that I was overwriting my existing file, and that's because I already played this once and it already saved my progress actually. So yeah, I already practiced it and I know many things that will happen. Not all of them, but I do know many things. So yeah, thanks to that, I'm not dying and I'm gaining score. Haha. I think I'm about to reach the next boss soon. Oh well. But since I practiced it double times, I don't have to worry too much. And here comes the next boss. Of course, this one can cover himself, so I have to use a special weapon. Stalker drone, and it's done. Yippee! Stage 3 completed. Time to keep moving. Fourth mission, Deep Core. So as I was saying before, I played this game on the SNES as well. There's actually a huge difference between the SNES and the Game Boy Advance. In the SNES, there aren't any animations present like in the Game Boy Advance, and everything is pretty much the same thing that happens in the Game Boy Advance, except the Game Boy Advance is a little more of a modified version actually. In the Game Boy Advance, there are 3 stocks and 3 armor platings, and the way to get extra lives is not that big, and there were bombs present. While in the SNES version, there are no bombs, there are only 3 stocks, 3 armor plating, and the strike footage you can get in there is pretty fast actually. Meaning you can get extra lives in the SNES faster, but in the Game Boy Advance, it mostly depends on your score actually. I was playing the SNES version because I thought that was the only version that had the Phalanx game. But now, when I was doing a little bit of more research, I found out that there was one on the Game Boy Advance, and I decided to do a recording of the Game Boy Advance as well. So I kind of deleted the SNES version. Yeah, I'm a little stupid for doing so, but for not even realizing that there was a Game Boy Advance version as well. But hey, at least I tried my best, and now I'm giving you the content you want. By the way, I did explain many things, but I should explain to you that most weapons that you get are pretty weak, but when you get the power capsule, your weapons increases and your armor plating is restored as well. If you get up to 3 power capsules, your weapons will get super strong as well. And here I'm dealing with my next mini boss. The weak point is actually in the areas where there are visible body parts of the aliens. So I have to aim for that one, if the homing beam can do so. And also those aliens are really annoying. Whew. It's a good thing this game has a health restoration function, or should I say healing. Otherwise I would have lost by now, or lost a life. By the way, those lives are called strike fighters, so I have to remember that. So yeah, I explained everything until now regarding the game. The Game Boy Advance is more superior to the SNES, and that took me some time to realize that, of course. By the way, there's also a secret passage in this stage as well, but the truth is I can't seem to find it, no matter how hard I try. Well, it doesn't matter, it's not like secrets are everything. And every time I find the same weapon, I just use my special again, so I can just gather it again. It's like a strategy for, what's the word? Cost effectiveness, so I don't have to worry about losing all my weapons. I can just use it and recover it back once I find the other ones. So yeah, it's not too much trouble for me at all. As long as I avoid getting hit or getting killed. Yeah, that's something I really have to avoid. Got another missile. Back when I was playing Fantasy Zone, it was mostly you have to control your character and keep side scrolling. But in this, it's just scrolling on its own, so there's not too much trouble in this. While in that one, the camera had a bit of a trouble. But at least I was able to finish it without dying too much. Now here I am dealing with the next boss. I can't remember, how did this go again? I think with this? No. Oh yeah, I remember now. The weakness is this core that just popped out. Now I just need to use the homing missile and do something. Maybe I could use other weapons as well? Oh, I gotta avoid those. Done! Oh wait, no, there's also that thing left. Gotta be careful. Every time it opens its eye, it will come charging at me, so I have to avoid that. Whew. Well, that was a close one. And with this, stage 4 has been completed. And with that, I'll end it off here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Man, it's a good thing those double practices came in handy. No deaths, secret passages found, and all the weapons I can use. As long as I don't lose a life, that is. It's cool that I was able to finish first half of the game without worrying too much of enemy fire along with dealing with the bosses, but I wonder how the second half will be carried out. Looks like I'll have to resolve myself, as the more I continue, the more it gets harder. But until then, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for next week's reminder. Until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and see you later. Now then, when I was playing the game, I was a little intrigued as to how the jet survived underwater. I wonder if my jet can do the same. Let's try it out. Oh yeah, now this is happening. So cool. Huh? What does this button do?